Good afternoon, students. Welcome to all another zoology class, chapter number 2, human reproduction. Last two classes we discussed about male reproductive system and female reproductive system. Last class we discussed about female reproductive system. We go for a quick recall about the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system, already told that it is a complex than the male reproductive system because of it also maintain the pregnancy along with that formation of gametes. So this is the entire structure of female reproductive system. This female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovary, then accessory part. Pair of ovary, there are two ovaries. It is attached to the abdominal wall with the help of a mesovarium. It's an important one mark question. And accessory part which includes fallopian tube, uterus, cervix and vagina. These are the some accessory part of a female reproductive tract. And the fallopian tube, it is a part which conduct the egg to the uterus part from the ovary. It includes fimbriae, is the initial part fimbriae, then infundibulum, ampulla, isthmus. These are the four main parts which includes in a fallopian tube. And another part endometrium, it is a uterus. This is a major part for maintain the pregnancy, it is a site for implantation of egg. There are three layers, what are the three layers of female uterus? Perimetrium, myometrium and endometrium. And endometrium is the main role, play major role in the maintain the pregnancy as well as it is play major role in the menstrual cycle. Next part, last class we discussed about mammary gland. It is nothing but it is a modified sweat gland. It consists of follicles, lactiferous duct, lactiferous tubules, lactiferous duct, sinuses, areola. It may be a 3-mark question. That's all. Yesterday class quick recall is over. Today we are going to see the another important topic in chapter number 2. Gametogenesis. This is a new topic we are going to discuss today. And gametogenesis, nothing but it is a process of formation of gametes. Genesis means formation, gamete means gamete or a reproductive unit. The process of formation of gametes from the reproductive units are called gametogenesis. Okay, these are the some keywords which include in this part. One is spermiogenesis, permeation and Nabokon. We also learn this explanation of these things when you study the explanation. And what are the objectives? In this chapter, we know the process of spermatogenesis as well as oogenesis. And we are going to understand the structure of spermatozoa, male reproductive structure spermatozoa, and third one is we are going to understand the role of hormones in the spermatogenesis process. Okay, let's move on to the topic. The first one is gametogenesis. First part of gametogenesis is spermatogenesis. Okay, this is a process of gametogenesis. Spermatogenesis means sperm means male reproductive unit. Male reproductive unit. What is the meaning of genesis? Genesis means formation. So formation of a male reproductive unit. This process is called gametogenesis. This is the first 2 mark in this part. Define spermatogenesis or what are called spermatogenesis. Okay, so what are the steps involved in this spermatogenesis process? First one is primordial germ cells. Primordial germ cells, it is always diploid in nature. This primordial germ cells migrate towards the testis. This is the first process in a gametogenesis process. Primordial germ cells, it is a precursor cells of the germ cells. These cells migrate into the testis part. Already we discussed about structure of testis, where the spermatogenesis takes place. This spermatogenesis takes place in the seminiferous tubules. Seminiferous tubules. Where the seminiferous tubules are located, we go for a structure of a testis. It's a structure of testis. It is surrounded by a tunica albuginea. Then it is made up of many lobes. Already we discussed many lobes. These lobes are testicular lobes, and these lobes are contains this coiled structure. This coiled structure are called a seminiferous tubule. Seminiferous tubules. So this is a place where the spermatogenesis takes place. This within the seminiferous tubules, the cells, primordial germ cells are migrated towards the seminiferous tubules. For understand the spermatogenesis process, we have to understand the cross section of this seminiferous tubules. What are the cells present in the seminiferous tubules? There are two cells present within the seminiferous tubules. This is a Sertoli cells, and second one is this is a germinal epithelial cells. Sertoli cells and germinal epithelial cells. Here which cells are going to mature as a spermatozoa? This sperminal epithelial cells going to mature as a spermatozoa or a male gametes. This Sertoli cells and germinal epithelial cells play a major role in the formation of spermatogenesis. Okay. And next, this germinal epithelial cells differentiate into the spermatogonia. Spermatogonia, it is also a cells with diploid in nature. Spermatogonia. Next slide. Next. Okay, stop. Okay. This is spermatogonia. This spermatogonia now present inside the seminiferous tubules. This is the germinal epithelial cells. Here the spermatogonial cells are present here. The lumen of the seminiferous tubules. The entire process takes place inside this part. This place nothing but it is a lumen of seminiferous tubules. This spermatogonia undergo the mitotic division. Mitotic division, that is a process. During this process, the number of chromosome will be increased or number of chromosome will be double. Chromosome எண்ணிக்கை அப்படியே இரட்டிப்படையும். அதான் என்ன சொல்லணும்னா mitotic. This mitotic division normally occurs in a somatic cells. So this spermatogonia undergo mitotic division, and after the completion of mitotic division, it become a primary spermatocytes. This is a next event. First thing, first one is what? This primordial germ cells. This primordial germ cells migrate towards the seminiferous tubules, and within the seminiferous tubules they modified as a spermatogonia. This spermatogonia undergo the mitotic division. This mitotic division produce a spermatocytes. This primary spermatocytes also contain a diploid set of chromosome. That means 46 chromosome. We are a human being. There are 46 chromosome, 23 pairs of chromosome. All the 23 pairs of chromosome present in the primary spermatocytes, and followed by the meiosis 1 takes place. What is meiosis? Meiosis is a process reduction division. Normally this process occurs in the reproductive unit or reproductive cells. This primary spermatocytes undergo the meiosis 1 as a result of formation of two secondary spermatocytes. His spermatogonia undergoes mitotic division to produce a primary spermatocyte. This primary spermatocytes undergoes meiosis 1. This process produces two secondary spermatocytes. And the second one is second meiosis will take place. After the completion of second meiosis, the secondary spermatocytes are differentiated into spermatids. Spermatids is a non-flagellate structure. This is a haploid in nature. Secondary spermatocytes also haploid in nature, and spermatids also haploid in nature. That means they contains only a half set of chromosome. The question may be asked from this part, which one of the following structure of male gamete development contains a single set of chromosome? First one is spermatogonia, third one is primary spermatocytes, and second one is primary spermatocytes, third one is secondary spermatocytes, fourth one is all the above. Our answer should be a secondary spermatocytes. It contains only the half set of chromosome. And after the completion of process, the spermatozoa will be formed. In key points, I wrote that there are two important cells. One is spermiogenesis and spermiation. There are two processes we have to understand. What is spermatogenesis? Spermatogenesis, nothing but it is a process of formation of spermatozoa from the spermatogonia. Can you understand the difference? Spermatogenesis, it is a process of formation of spermatozoa from the spermatogonia. The entire process of formation of spermatozoa are called spermatogenesis. And second process, what is spermiogenesis? Spermiogenesis, nothing but it is a process of differentiation of or conversion of spermatid into spermatozoa. This process is called spermiogenesis. Can you understand the difference between the spermatogenesis and spermiogenesis? Spermatogenesis, it is an entire process of formation of spermatozoa, and spermiogenesis means it is a process of spermatogenesis. That means the formation of spermatozoa from the spermatid or the differentiation of spermatid into spermatozoa. What is the difference between these two? These two cells are haploid in nature, but this is non-motile, this is a motile cell. Some changes also take place from the spermatid to spermatozoa. And finally, the spermatozoa, haploid set of 4 haploid set of spermatozoa will be formed at the end of the spermatogenesis process. Next process is, see, this is a spermiation. What is meant by spermiation? It is nothing but it is a process. This is what? This is structure of seminiferous tubules. The release of formed spermatozoa into the seminiferous tubules or lumen of the seminiferous tubules. This process is called spermiation. So we have to understand the three main processes. One is spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis, nothing but it is a process of formation of spermatozoa, from the spermatogonia. This is spermatogenesis. And second process, spermiogenesis. This is a process of again formation of spermatozoa from the spermatid. This is a spermiogenesis. And third process, spermiation. It is a release of spermatozoa from the seminiferous tubules. This is a process of spermiation. These three parts are important 2 marks. Now we are going to learn the entire process of spermatogenesis. This is spermatogonia. It is present in the seminiferous tubules of testis. This spermatogonia undergoes a mitotic division. Mitotic division. This spermatogonia haploid in nature. After the completion of mitotic division, it will produce primary spermatocytes. Primary spermatocytes. These primary spermatocytes are also diploid in nature. and these spermatocytes undergo meiotic division. Meiotic division 1. This meiotic division 1 produces 2 haploid number of secondary spermatocytes. Secondary spermatocytes. Then meiotic division 2 meiotic division 2 after the completion of meiotic division 2 will get 4 spermatids. Haploid nature of 4 spermatids. These spermatids also matured as a motile spermatozoa. Okay, that's all. Entire process of spermatogenesis over. So quickly we are going to recall the entire part of spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis, nothing but it is a process of formation of male reproductive unit. The primordial germ cells migrate towards the testis. This part, testis part. The spermatogenesis takes place in the seminiferous tubules. The germinal epithelial cells are differentiated into the spermatogonia, haploid cell. This haploid cell undergo mitotic division. This mitotic division produces primary spermatocytes, haploid cell, and the primary spermatocytes undergoes meiotic division will produce 2 secondary spermatocytes. These secondary spermatocytes undergo meiotic division 2 will produce spermatids, and these spermatids matured into the spermatozoa. Okay. Along with that, we have to understand the 2 important process: spermatogenesis, spermiogenesis. Spermatogenesis, it is the entire process of formation of spermatozoa. Spermiogenesis, formation of spermatozoa from the spermatids. That's all. Spermatozoa over. So next, the next process, next part we have to understand. Structure of spermatozoa. Next. Previous slide. No, previous. Okay. See, this is the most important 1 mark question. The spermatozoa, by the process, okay, the sperms are finally released into the cavity of the seminiferous tubules. The process is called spermiation. So spermiation, it is a process of releasing a sperm into the seminiferous tubules. The entire process of spermatogenesis process will take around 64 days. The sperm production remains nearly constant. The rate is about 200 million of sperm per day. A single testis, a pair of testis may produce around 200 million of sperm per day, and around 40% of the sperm is essential for maintain the fertility. Below 40% may consider as an infertile individual. So next we are going to see the structure of a spermatozoa. So spermatozoa, it is a motile cell. It consists of 3 regions, 4 regions. The head, followed by the neck region, and followed by the body, as it like a human being, and this structure ends with the tail region. Okay, this is a structure of a spermatozoa. Spermatozoa made up of these are the major part of spermatozoa: head region, neck region, then body region, then followed by the tail region. 4 part. In head region, the predominant nucleus is located in the head region. the oval shaped nucleus. It is located in the head region, but in spermatids, this nucleus located in the cytoplasm of the cell. There is no head structure in spermatids. So first differentiation between the spermatids and the spermatozoa. This part is nucleus, so head region. Nucleus contain a genetic material. Okay. And above the head region, one more structure is present here. The name of the structure is acrosome. Acrosome. So this acrosome contains an enzyme called hyaluronidase. This hyaluronidase essential for break the follicular cells of the ovum. It helps to penetration of sperm into the egg. So acrosome is the main part essential for a fertilization process. The head region contains only two parts, namely nucleus and acrosome. See, acrosome and nucleus. That's all. Head region over. And second part of the spermatozoa is a neck region from here to here. This part is neck region. This neck region is a short, narrow neck which contain two centrioles. One is a proximal centriole. Proximal centriole, and another one is a distal centriole. There are two centrioles. So what is the role of these two centrioles? This proximal centrioles, during the fertilization, it enters into the egg. It is responsible for cleavage. It is responsible for cleavage. So the main role of proximal centriole, it is essential for a cleavage process. And this distal centriole modified as a axial filament of the sperm. Axis of the spermatozoa. Then followed by the body region. This body region contains mitochondria. This mitochondria arranged like a spiral or a spiral mitochondria. This arrangement is called a mitochondrial arrangement. The arrangement of mitochondria is called a Nebenkeim. Another important 1 mark question or maybe a 2 mark question. What is Nebenkeim? Nebenkeim, nothing but it is a arrangement of mitochondria or a spiral arrangement of mitochondria in a spermatozoa is called a Nebenkeim arrangement or a spiral arrangement. What is the main role of this mitochondria? This mitochondria essential for a production of ATP. It provides the energy to the sperm, or it helps to production of energy. This energy helps to swimming the sperm. And last part is a tail part. This is the longest part in spermatozoa. This tail helps to movement of sperm into the female reproductive tract. So this is the structure of sperm. Important 5 mark question. Structure of spermatozoa, important 5 mark question. So we go for a quick recall about a structure of spermatozoa. It contains 4 parts, namely head, neck, body and tail region. The head region contains acrosome, nucleus. Acrosome contains water. It secretes a hyaluronidase enzyme. This enzyme helps to penetration of egg into the penetration of sperm into the egg. This is a part, major part which contain a genetic material. Next. Enter. Okay. So these are the major components of head. The head comprises 2 parts, namely acrosome and nucleus. And acrosome is a small cap-like structure, pointed structure present at the tip of the nucleus. This is a nucleus. Above the nucleus, it looks like a cap-like structure. And this is mainly formed of the Golgi complex of the spermatids. Important 1 mark question. it is a modified structure of a Golgi complex. In spermatids, it is called by a Golgi complex. In spermatozoa, the same structure modified as a acrosome. Important one more question, underline it. It contains what is the enzyme? Hyaluronidase. This hyaluronidase helps to penetration of sperm during the sperm into the ovum during the fertilization, and nucleus is a oval and a flat nucleus. Next. Okay. Neck, already we discussed the structure of neck. There are two centrioles, proximal and distal centrioles. One is play major role in the cell division. Another one is essential formation of this is a part of axial filament of distal centriole. Next, body. Okay, middle piece is a Nabuncon. Nabuncon means the filament, axial filament called mitochondrial spiral. The mitochondrial spiral otherwise called Nabuncon. Okay. The last one is a tail. It is a central axial filament. The sperm move in the fluid medium and female genital tract by undulating movement of the tail. So tail helps to movement of sperm. That's all. Last part of the gametogenesis process, spermatogenesis process, role of hormones in spermatogenesis. So what explain this title? What are the hormones influence to the formation of sperm, or what are the hormones essential for formation of spermatozoa? This is things we are going to discuss about this part. That means the role of hormones in spermatogenesis. And here this is a part of hypothalamus. Hypothalamus, it is also a endocrine part of the brain. Because of this, hypothalamus also secretes some hormones. Here this hypothalamus release a hormone called gonadotrophin. Gonadotrophin releasing hormone. Gonadotrophin releasing hormone. This gonadotrophin releasing hormones act on pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. There are two regions in a pituitary gland. This is a adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis, nothing but the anterior part of the pituitary, and this is a neurohypophysis. There are two parts where this gonadotrophin releasing hormone act on the pituitary. It act on the anterior part of the pituitary. This anterior part of the pituitary responsible for secretion of three somatic hormones and three gonadal hormones. So what are the three gonadal hormones secreted by the adenohypophysis or anterior part of the pituitary? First one is follicle stimulating hormone, then luteinizing hormone, another one is luteotrophic hormone. These are the three hormones secreted by the three gonadal hormone secreted by the adenohypophysis. This gonadotrophin releasing hormone act on the anterior part of the pituitary, which stimulate the secretions of two hormones. What are the two hormones? One is a luteinizing hormone, another one is a follicle stimulating hormone. Follicle stimulating, that hormone going to stimulate the unmatured cells. That is the reason it is called by a follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. These two hormones also secreted in the female itself. In males it act on the testes, in females it act on the ovaries. So what is the role of this follicle stimulating hormone in male? In male, this follicle stimulating hormone enhance the may stimulate the growth of testis. Edit பண்ணிக்கலாம்ல சார். டெஸ்டிஸ் டெஸ்டிகுலர் ஃபங்க்ஷனா இருக்கு. Testis thana, okay. Stimulate the growth of testis, and also it act on the second important function, it act on the Sertoli cells. It act on the Sertoli cells. This Sertoli cells secretes a androgen binding protein This androgen binding protein essential for don't forget this word spermiogenesis. What is meant by spermiogenesis? Spermiogenesis is nothing but a spermatid conversion of spermatids into spermatozoa. So this maturation of spermatids due to the presence of androgen binding protein. This androgen binding protein secreted by the Sertoli cells under the stimulation of a follicle stimulating hormone. And what is the role of luteinizing hormone in male reproductive system? This luteinizing hormone act on the Leydig cells. Leydig cells, it is otherwise called interstitial cells. These cells are located in the seminiferous tubules, where already we discussed this is a structure of seminiferous tubules. The cone shaped cells also present here. These cone shaped cells are what? This Sertoli cells are cone shaped cells, and germinal epithelial cells also present here. This germinal epithelial cells differentiate into the spermatozoa, and see between this area, this is the area of a location of Leydig cells or interstitial cells. Why these cells are called interstitial cells? Because of these cells are lies between the seminiferous tubules. That is the reason it is called by a interstitial cells. It is otherwise called a Leydig cells. These Leydig cells, already told that this is the endocrine part of the male reproductive tract. Because of this Leydig cells secretes androgen. Androgen, already you know, this is a hormone essential for male behavior and secondary sexual character of male, but in testis this hormone essential for spermatogenesis process. Spermatogenesis. So now you can easily understand the difference between the spermatogenesis and spermiogenesis. Spermatogenesis means the entire process. The formation of formation of spermatozoa into the spermatogonia. The entire process are controlled by a what hormone? Androgen hormone. But what is the role of this androgen binding protein? Maybe a 2-mark question. Androgen binding protein is a protein secreted by the Sertoli cells of the seminiferous tubules. This androgen binding protein play major role in the maturation of a spermatid into spermatozoa. This is another 5-mark question, important 5-mark question. Maybe asked in 3-mark question also. Explain the role of hormones in spermatogenesis. So quickly we can go for a recall. This is a hypothalamus part. This hypothalamus release a gonadotropin releasing hormone. This gonadotropin releasing hormone act on the which part of the pituitary? Anterior part of the pituitary. Because of this is a part responsible for secretion of these two hormone. Anterior part of the pituitary. Now this anterior part of the pituitary secretes two hormones, namely luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. This luteinizing hormone act on the Leydig cells, LL. You can easily understand Leydig cells, luteinizing hormone act on the Leydig cells. So this Leydig cells secretes androgen under the stimulation of luteinizing hormone. This is essential for spermatogenesis. And the follicle stimulating hormone also secreted by the anterior part of the pituitary. It is essential for stimulate the growth of testes, and it act on the Sertoli cells of the seminiferous tubules and secretes androgen binding protein. This androgen binding protein essential for spermiogenesis. That's all. Today class is over. Go for a quick recall of today classes. Today we discuss about gametogenesis process. What is gametogenesis? Formation of reproductive units are called gametogenesis. There are two gametes, male and female gamete. Formation of male gamete is called spermatogenesis. Formation of female gametes are called oogenesis. In spermatogenesis, first we have to understand the spermatogonia, then primary spermatocytes, secondary spermatocytes, spermatids and spermatozoa, then structure of sperm. There are four main parts in structure of spermatozoa: head region, neck region, body and tail region. Head contain what? Acrosome and nucleus. Neck region contain two centriole, proximal and distal centriole. Proximal centriole essential for first cleavage, and distal centriole formed as a axial filament. And body, this body region contains a spiral mitochondria. This spiral mitochondria are called Nabankan. Then finally tail region. This tail essential for a movement of spermatozoa in the fluid as well as in the female reproductive tract. Last part hormonal control of spermatogenesis. Hormonal control, hypothalamus release androgen, hypothalamus release gonadotrophin releasing hormone. This gonadotrophin releasing hormone act on the pituitary. The pituitary secretes two hormone, luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone. Luteinizing hormone act on the Leydig cells and also secretes androgen. This androgen stimulate the spermatogenesis. And the second hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, it act on the Sertoli cells of the seminiferous tubules and it secretes androgen binding protein. This androgen binding protein stimulate the spermiogenesis. So next class we will discuss oogenesis, structure of ova and menstrual cycle. Thank you.